Hi everyone! I've got a really simple hair idea today, one that can easily be converted from day to night with just a few pins. I started out by parting my hair on the side and using a comb to make a headband section. After this, I divided some hair from the back of my head for a half ponytail and used a small clear elastic to do this. The back parting isn't a necessary step, but I did it so that I could keep all the hair at my crown smooth while I worked on the back of my own head. Beginning on the heavier side of the part, which for me was on the right, I picked up a piece of hair, combed it, and carried it across the back of my head. For this initial piece, I decided to twist it a little, although this was the only time that I did that. I then gathered a tiny sliver of hair from the opposite side and used an elastic to secure it in place. I buy my small clear elastics in bulk, and I kind of think of them as being disposable. I wanted to answer any questions about taking the style down in advance, and I usually just snip them out, especially when I've had to tie them so high up on my head. If you've got heavier hair than me and tend to use a more significant elastic, you can probably just slide them out without having to cut them. Next, I went to the left side, gathered a section, and followed the same step by carrying the strand across the back and to the opposite side of my head. And again, I picked up a little piece of hair from the right and used an elastic to hold it. Basically, that's all this style is just a back and forth of sections. Because my hair tends to be so fine and slippery, I'd occasionally use some hairspray to aid in giving it hold before tying it up. And I also didn't twist anything before drawing them across the back of my head, save for that first section, of course. Once all the hair from along the sides of my head were added in, I continued the pattern with whatever was left loose, kind of like I would if I were finishing up a regular French braid. This is a little trickier though, because my arms could only go so far down my back. Of course, you can always bring it over your shoulder if you're looking for it to cover the entirety of your hair's length, but I didn't mind having to stop before reaching the ends. I kind of thought it looked pretty that way. Now to switch it from day into night, I quickly braided any of the hair that I hadn't tied into the elastic braid, and this was just because it's easier to pin hair that's been braided or ponytailed first. It took me about 30 seconds to wrap the whole thing around a few of my fingers and roll it to the nape of my neck, where I only used 2 pins to keep it in place. I wore this for a solid 12 hours that day, and I gotta say it held up really well and was pretty comfortable too. I prefer when my hair is pulled back tightly, but this was a nice change getting to wear it like that without a ton of pins. Anyway, I hope you liked this quick little video and idea. Until next time, have fun and keep braiding. Bye!